What's up, Growing Light? What's up, Miss Shamika Chan?
Hello.
Come on in this room.
What's going on?
How you doing? You know, I was gonna tell you to go get a shot or something so we can, cheers. But
Oh, wait,
I'm.
listen. Liz,
I,
already ready.
oh, you doing
I'm
that? Okay.
already ready. Let me switch on over to my Wi-Fi because it's already giving me issues, Lord.
Damn. Damn. What's up, staying black? I like that. Stay. Oh, well, staying in the black. My bad. Same difference, right? What's going on? Thank you, bro. I appreciate it, man. What's up, Rebel Camp? Yeah, that looks good. All right.
Yeah.
That's what's up. So let's set this off because we wanna set the intention and and maybe get to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
What's up, Scorpion? Good to see you again.
Hey, Scorpion.
So yeah, that's exactly what we want to see. We want to talk about this weekend. Like, wow,
Wow.
you did that, homie.
You, homie, you did that.
We did that, you know?
We did do that. We did that.
Yes. Yes, we
Yeah.
did. What's going on, man? How are you?
What's
So,
going on?
yeah, so let's talk about it. I mean, it started off Friday with our Friday night kickoff with the speakers and select sponsors and our moderators, and that was a good time.
It was such a good time. It was so fun. I had to remind you when we was doing our recap, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I was
Uh-oh, you froze on me.
back.
Yeah, you're coming back. You're coming back. Yeah.
Listen, let me tell you, I broke up with Xfinity, but AT&T, they playing with me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
They're not trying to
mm.
commit to me. But anyway, this was my first Afros in audio. I was supposed to be there last year, but I ended up not being able to go. So this was my first Afros and audio experience.
Word.
And so it was interesting for me because I was experiencing it, as an attendee for
Mm-hmm.
the first time, but also as, being a part of the planning team.
Mm-hmm.
And so for the first time, you know what I'm saying? So it was very interesting. It completely blew my mind. It really did. I mean, the energy was off the charts, you know?
That's the
And I
secret
do
sauce right there, was the
it
energy,
is.
you know?
It is. It is. And I do a lot of virtual events and, virtual everything, live
Mm-hmm.
streams and all of that stuff. And I always tell people, because people are a lot of times wary of moving into the virtual space
Mm-hmm.
because they feel like it's not going to be the same. And of course, it's not exactly the same as being face to face with somebody or with a group of people and experiencing something live, but you can translate across you don't have to be in
Absolutely.
a room with an energy in order to feel it. Hey, Lisa. And so I really believe that we felt that and we experienced that this weekend. I still have flashbacks.
Oh
I still have
yeah. Oh
flashbacks.
yeah. That's gonna come. That's gonna come. Now, I don't know if going on your data will support you differently than being on your Wi-Fi. We did that before and and it kind of worked better than whatever the hell is going on over there. But thank you. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Scorpion. What's up, the KC? Good seeing you. Thank you. Y'all ain't easy. No, people, folks, is not easy. I agree with that statement. Um, thank you. Thank you. So we get Patrice. You back. You back. You here.
Yes.
You still a little pixelated, but you're good. You're good. Hey, my twin sister just joined. What's up? Three Z's. And mom too. Yep, that's you. What's up? What's up? So yeah, because we want to give people time to jump on. So we were talking about how the game night just set it up. It was like the perfect alley oop to the weekend,
It
and
was.
then we had the weekend, and it started off with Merlin for Mind Your Podcast, and she just set it off with all this information, set the bar with like this is we about to have some fun, but you're also about to
Mhm.
learn some shit. Like
Yeah.
that is the purpose we here today, in
Yeah.
this weekend. So it was just perfect, you know. Um, and for it to be such a seamless experience, you know, I had my little issues. I was my moderating skills was just off, period.
It was okay.
And
You had a lot on your mind. You know what I'm saying? You had a lot on your
you know what
plate.
I'm saying?
You know, it was
Yeah.
a lot. It
But
was
you
a
see,
lot.
you see, I didn't even put my name on that little list because I'm like, I didn't moderate. Let's just be real about it. I did nothing but mess it up. Um, but yeah, it was just a good weekend. Tell us more. What else stood out for you?
Well, starting with that Friday night, uh, with the moderators and the speakers and everything like that, I really enjoyed getting to know everybody, and being able to have
Hmm.
kind of like that networking experience, because I agree that that's one of the best parts about going to events like that is the connections that you get to make with people, and like not just like you get to move beyond just let's collaborate with each other, let's work together, oh come be a guest on my show. Like you actually get to know people, and you actually
Yeah,
get to like start forming relationships with people. And so I definitely felt like, starting with that Friday night, we got loose. I drank like a half a bottle of wine Friday night
did you
by myself.
now? Did you now? That's
I
what's up.
did,
That's what's up.
and I had enjoyed every drop of it. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up. All right.
Because I was in good company.
Yeah.
We were playing, playing the game. What was the name of the game again?
The rules for life.
The Rules for Life
Hmm.
game. Which, if
Hmm.
y'all haven't checked it out, y'all need to make sure you go check it out.
Yeah.
It's Black owned, and it was really good. Like it was. I like how the questions got us in the mind. Just
Hmm.
really brought it out of us. So I feel like that just starting there was amazing. And then Saturday morning, I actually had a doctor's appointment Saturday morning.
Did you? Okay.
I did. I did. I
Wow.
had a doctor's appointment for like 7 o'clock Saturday morning. So I was up from early. You know what I'm saying?
Damn. Okay.
So by the time I got to, by the time it was time to kick off, I was tired, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, man, I hope my energy is good, because I was presenting on Saturday as
Yeah.
well. I presented on Saturday, and I didn't want my energy to be low and stuff like that. But when we kicked it off with Merlin in that first session, she set the tone.
Yeah.
And then it became to me because I was right after her. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying?
Hmm.
So to me, in my mind, I was like, well, shit, I gotta match her shit. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like,
Word
I'm
up.
not about to be outdid. You know what
Word
I'm
up.
saying?
Word up.
So I gotta match her shit, and that's one of the most beautiful things to me about working with people and collaborating with people, and like being on a platform like this where you are not the only one operating at a high level.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like there was quality
These are
at
facts.
Afros and Audio conference. Like
Hmm.
you talking about the best of the fucking, like people at the top of their game
Hmm.
up there providing to us the knowledge and information and resources that we needed. And so for me to be one of those people watching them do what they was doing, it made me want to like, okay, well, if y'all going there, then I'm gonna go
Yeah.
there too,
Yeah. Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it really brought out that edge,
Hmm.
and so that it was beautiful. Like I
Yeah. And that's obviously, well, not obvious, I guess, but it's so purposeful, you know, to see ourselves in that space on that high level. because as I would say, you watching people there and you're seeing possibility in them, like, wow, but there are people also there looking at you and your possibility as well. So it's like we're like seeing each other as possibility, and that magic that just shows up in the space when everyone is committed to doing their 110%, and just showing up and showing out. That's the, you know, and so being able to have that experience together, you know, being able to have that experience where I can't tell you how many, this is the reason why Afros and Audio exists, because I can't tell you how many conferences I'm looking at that I don't see, there might be a dot in that, on that screen of us presenting, of us sharing our expertise and our knowledge, but that's it. And then our expertise and knowledge is relegated to diversity and inclusion. Bro, I know what the diversity and inclusion issues are. You know too. So while we sitting here commiserating about that, we can be over here doing what we got to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so that's the game changer. And so I'm so glad to see people here, Scorpions here tonight, Lisa. And so if y'all want to jump on, I can jump off and just, you know, talk about your experience, talk about any key takeaways or any favorite moments that you had. But again, it really was about the community and the people. That's what made it so alive, you know? That's what made it so alive. And I realized at a certain point, I'm like, this is so live because everybody is like coming back to connect with each other. Every session, someone, you were trying to get back into the chat room to connect with each other. And Latrice is on circle dot, so I don't know what's happening. Hopefully she comes back to us. But damn, she left. Anybody want to jump on? Jump on. But yeah, it was really about being able to have this experience where there's no mixed company too. You know what I mean? That's a big deal. That's a big deal for me. Where we're able to simply connect with each other without any thoughts, any consideration about how we are showing up authentically and in our truest selves. And there's no need to pretend here. There's no need for code switching. There's no need for any of that because we're together. Just, you know, with like-minded people, with similar goals, with similar outlooks, with similar visions, you know, that's important. That's important.
Yeah.
Exactly,
Listen,
Scorpion.
I know we had discussed you jumping off, but I think it might be better for me to jump off because my internet is doing something real ignorant right now, and I don't want to risk it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it is. It is. It is. I can see what you're saying. I can see what you're saying.
My internet is tripping for real, for real. You know, but I'm gonna be up in these comments though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, please do.
Please
do. Give me some prompts to talk about because I wasn't anticipating being on here, and that's cool. You know, I know how to talk, but yeah, I'm gonna go for it. Anybody want to jump on and support me? Let's go, and we'll see you in a little bit, Latrice.
All right.
Yeah, so you know, back to the situation and is this somebody trying to, okay. Oh, Lisa, thank you. I love it. Hey, Lisa. She's gonna come on in a moment, and we're gonna talk about it. What's going on?
Hello. It's Lisa from Black Women Stitch. How are you tonight?
We're doing great, and know exactly who you are. Thank you so much for coming in.
Talib, I want to thank you so much for all the work and resources and time and patience and everything you did for this conference. It came off so beautifully. This was my very first Afros and Audios. I had heard about it before because I'm a super fan of Tea with Queen and Jay. And they had been before. And it was funny because I've gotten to know them a bit and I DM'd Janicia and I was like, have you heard of this? Like, what's the deal? What's going on? Who all's, you know? And she was like, oh, they're dope. They're cool. You know me. I need to know
all right.
who all's over there. before I agreed to
Word,
participate.
word, word.
And so I was so happy that, and this is also not only my first time participating in Afros and Audios, it was my first time ever speaking as a panelist at a
Mm,
podcast conference. And so
nice.
I was so happy to do it. And I'm really hoping that I can apply next year to participate and to do so in
Absolutely.
person. I mean, the idea that I could come in, hey, Latrice, hey. Oh, hey, KC Podcast. Hello, everybody. Hey, Mocha Minutes. Hey. Oh, I had so much fun. And
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I just wanted to thank you. Oh, hey, this is my friend. Yo Fly Auntie is my
What's going
friend.
on, Yo Fly Auntie?
We grew up together. We
Awesome.
ran like Girl Scouts back in Florida when we were little single digit kids.
All
And now
right,
she
all
has a
right.
podcast, and I was telling her about Afros and Audios. So I really appreciate you taking the space to center us. I really feel like it's so valuable to decolonize knowledge production,
Yes,
about
yes.
how people start to know information, how people, start to build their own platforms, and I don't know, just allowing us the space and the freedom to do it without code switching, without having to winnow and sift away things that aren't useful, to not
Right,
have to
right.
it was so funny because I was talking to Ona after my first podcast conference I attended this year was also virtual. And I think it was
Mm-hmm.
Pod Movement or Pod something. And it was just all white everywhere. Sister, hey.
Everywhere.
Um, and it was like white, from, to the window to the wall. And
I
there was
know.
this one session. You remember that session
Right.
that they did?
Yes.
And I was like, this is fantastic. What is happening and why is it this way? And so basically I just learned that, sure, I might go to another one of those type of conferences, but I don't feel motivated to do so as long as this is
Mm-hmm.
an option. Like, this is where I
Yeah.
want to invest my time. It was funny. I was asking Ona, I was like, so when you speak at conferences, do they pay you? And people were like, no, people don't get paid for this. Because I'm also, my full-time job as a university professor. So
Mm-hmm.
when I speak places, people pay me.
Yeah, there's a
And so I'm
stipend
like,
involved.
why are you,
Yeah,
I was like, why are you
stipend
doing this
involved.
for free? I don't understand.
Yeah.
And they were like, Lisa, people do this for free because they want to get recognition, etc. And I was
Mm-hmm.
like, I don't see myself doing this kind of thing for free. But
Mm-hmm.
when I saw that you all that this conference was available, that this festival was available, I was like, this is where I do things for free. This is where I am so happy to put my energy, to put
Mm-hmm.
my voice, whatever I can do to amplify what's happening and to help teach other folks. This is where I want to put my energies,
Yeah.
to helping us build. And
Absolutely.
so I'm so grateful for you for having that vision and for being so deliberately inclusive, but not like, patting yourself on the back. You know what I mean? Like, you
Mm-hmm.
are being
Mm-hmm.
inclusive because as Black folks, we are stronger when we include everybody.
Absolutely.
And so I
Absolutely.
really love that. And I think the Queer Voices the Queer Voices panel was one of the great highlights
Yeah.
for me in my conference experience, and to
Yeah.
hear from the folks who spoke about their work, and helping us and me as a cisgendered podcaster to be more inclusive. I just love that. So I just wanted to
That's
thank you
awesome.
so
Thank
much
you.
for this. It was such a good time. And I was telling my husband that I sat in this chair right here for 2 days straight, like
I know,
in this
right?
chair,
Yeah.
And I would have my camera on because I always feel like it helps me when I'm speaking through a Zoom to see a face.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, even if my face isn't facing the camera, I'm listening or whatever. And I managed to sew an entire jumpsuit during the
Wow.
weekend. So
Wow.
it's
So
all
you were
packed up now.
productive and yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's all packed
Yeah,
up and ready to ship. But it was so
absolutely.
beautiful.
That's what's
And
up.
I
I'm
learned a
great
lot.
to hear
Thank
that.
you.
Thank you. And
All
and
right.
you were part of the Power Not Pity as well meetup. And that's when we're talking about accessibility. And it's the same thing
Yes.
we talked about there. It's like wanting to skip all this othering and creating difference between us, so we can just skip to the part where we are winning together, right? And
Yes.
we're
Yes.
creating together, and stop all the selectiveness and the biases, because it doesn't support us. It has not supported us. It will not support us.
That's right.
Moving
Agreed.
forward. Yeah.
Agreed. It
Yeah.
was just so great. And I just hope you relish and just relish and appreciate what you have done and what you have created. And the fact that you could move, it looked to me seamlessly, that you could move seamlessly from an in-person event to an online event that still was so meaningful and so genuine. You know, it was, that's a big challenge. That's a big challenge. A lot of folks have disconnects around, you know, a lot of people are zoomed out, you know, and to get on Zoom one more time, oh my gosh.
Absolutely.
But there are times when going to Zoom can be affirming. And I actually ended up not attending church on Sunday because I attended the festival for the rest of the day, you know, for the day. And I was like, you know, that's okay, you know, because it's still feeding me, you know what I mean? And it's still being fed. And so like, that is such a, I don't know, I just wanted to commend you for that. So
thank you so much. Thank you so much, Lisa.
Thank you.
I
also have to say, I'm going to leave now, but I have to also say that I won the contest because
yes, you did.
I posted.
Thank you. Thank you for saying that. You absolutely did.
That is like those, I should never, I am so terrible. That appeals to the worst part of my personality that
no, but
I must
I'm glad.
get that. I mean,
you will get it. You will get it. And so what's funny is Latifah, you remember Latifah? My friend Jeannie, I don't know if you remember, but anyway, she was like, Lisa won that contest. I was like, I know. We're going to get in touch. So absolutely.
Oh, no. I was not going to let you. I was not worried about that. I was like, I'm going to give him some days to settle in and rest and enjoy his break.
That's all he needed.
But I took some screenshots so that people knew. Yeah. And and I was like,
undeniably.
If I win the microphone, microphone or the tote bag, either way, I'm happy. But the microphone, yes. Thank you.
Yes, you got it. Samsung
well, I'm
microphone
gonna
is yours.
jump off and let some. Thank you. I'm gonna jump off and let somebody get on. I know you have a lot of folks who also want to celebrate y'all. But thank you so much for letting me on, and thank you. And do expect to look for me in 2021. I definitely want to be in the mix.
I'll be looking for you.
Okay. Bye-bye.
All right. Take care. All right. Now, oh yeah, cool. Let's see what's up. All right, Mocha Minutes. There we go. Stephanie. What's up, Stephanie? She'll come on in a second. But yeah, you know, what's going on, Stephanie?
How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I am good. You know what? Last year I took the day off. I don't know the day after. I'm like, I really should have took off Monday because I was like, but I'm like, still like, I'm so just, I was empty. And I'm like, I should have taken
I should have too. I should have too.
Oh my God. I know you definitely. I hope you're off the whole week.
Yeah, you know, work is never done. I still got those replays to send y'all. But, you know, tell folks what you think, what you thought about the festival. What was your highlight for the weekend?
So definitely, I agree with Lisa. The highlight, even though I presented, it was kind of like going uphill of the first dip of a roller coaster. As soon as it was over, I was like, oh my gosh, downhill from here, and it's great, I can relax. And then right after that was the queer panel, and quite frankly, hey Latrice, I was like, that whole panel definitely, I'm so like, it's kind of like for the festival, it was like two panels may be on at the same time. I am so glad that panel was on by itself because I really feel like that was especially for us as podcasters, that was a conversation we needed to hear.
Absolutely. Very intentional.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just the beginning. So for me, last year was missing, but last year was missing because we had not yet proven ourselves as a safe space for any and everyone to show up and be a part of it. And so I was committed to first doing that. And then second year, putting forth the effort to having folks included. Next year and the years after that, it drives itself. It does its own thing, you know?
Yeah.
Because there's involvement on the level of planning now. Like I said, this is community. This festival is led by us, or it ain't gonna get led by at all because I don't got it all. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
So it's going to be something that we grow and we grow together. So that means everybody who's involved now, it's a choice. You know, ain't nobody got to do nothing but stay black and live long and prosper. But
Hopefully live long, because Lord have
I'd
mercy.
appreciate it, you know, if
Yeah, and I have to say that I was very, very excited because I listened to Marsha's Plate, so I'm definitely fans of them. I was really glad that Zahir was there.
Yes, me too.
And I know I probably talked off mic with PJ about this, because when it comes to trans visibility, it is very centered on trans women. So we definitely need to see more trans men visibility. We definitely need to see the trans women that we see. But I think the next steps will definitely be the diaspora of transness.
Yeah.
And not just pretty trans people, and that's all we're going to talk to. And it's like, yeah, so that's not all transness is.
Yeah. It's about losing the bias, the selectiveness, and all that. This here community, we're gonna do this shit different. You know what I mean?
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at
I know you
I
are.
am not in
I
a
know
closet. My door. That's where my bags are. I'm like laying in the closet. I'm like, it is late at night. I'm acting like it's 12 midnight, and I'm like, it's because the time with that.
Yes. But
it's always I love that you went forward with your idea, and I think especially in our community, a lot of people have good ideas and they don't act on them because it's like this apprehension and anxiety and this what if nobody comes. And then because the engagement was intentional, you have good people and you have good energy. And so that's just how it is. It's easy to build on something and build an idea when you have good energy around you and you have good people around you.
Yeah. Oh, well, that anxiety was there. It was the concern whether people would show up, because, you know, again, we're still getting in a space where we are learning each other, right, as a community in of itself. And community that's moved outside of what we used to know has some disappointment involved in communities, and there's unreliability in communities, right? And so this is our first step into saying we're here and we don't intend to disappoint anybody. Can't please everybody, but our intention is what it is, and that's us, period.
Right.
With us, period.
Right.
We good money.
Right.
You know, we good money.
But don't think I'm not missing your wife's macaroni and cheese, because, you know, that got me back home. I was like, you know what?
Well, you
I will live with her.
Well, you know, one of the visions, I mean, to be honest with you, one of the visions is to do, you know how Angie Martinez does those cookouts and stuff for her people? We're gonna get that. We're gonna get us an Afros and Audio cookout going on at some point. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that red snapper, those pictures of that red snapper, I was like, you know what, y'all killing me with these pictures. Because I was like, okay.
Oh, that was good eating. But I'm gonna let you go.
That's good, and it's good from it. It was like, ooh, everybody's doing well. I'm like, that means if you can get that kind of results from people that you're not even in the same room, it's all virtual, and everybody's like that means you're good at teaching too.
Word up. It was good stuff.
Yeah.
But thank you so much, Stephanie.
Thank you so much, Talia.
And I'm so glad you were here again.
Yeah, so just where I am.
Yeah. Oh, we stuck together now. We'll
yeah.
This festival moving on. We here. All right. All right.
Bye.
You too.
All right. Bye.
All right. Let's see. Who's next? All right, Scorpion. Oh, I sent you a request. Sometimes I don't know what I'm doing. Hopefully you come on in. There we go.
Hi.
What's up, Scorpion? How are you?
I'm fine. I guess I'm at a different angle than you.
You are, but I'll just go like this and we good.
I'm scared to move it because my setup is rinky dinky, so I don't want it to fall. If you all could bear
people can see
with
you.
me this way.
You are seen.
See my shirt too, huh? I was prepared. I got prepared in that little time.
That's what's up.
But
yeah, tell us about your experience.
My experience was great. It was awesome. My first ever Podfest. And so for it to be virtual at the same time, I was like, I don't know what I'm walking into. I was apprehensive because I didn't know what I was walking into.
Yeah.
And I was kind of, just getting past the fear of it and just letting myself go to enjoy it was awesome. From the first thing I walked into, and if I'm not mistaken, it was Merlin, if I'm saying her name correctly.
Merlin, Mind Your Podcast.
That was the first session, and I was like, oh my God. I was like, this is amazing, you know? And so it surpassed my expectations. I wouldn't have expected it to feel like you were surrounded by people. It felt like we were in a room together. Like literally,
it did. It really did.
Experiencing it, especially in the chat with people supporting each other, saying hey and each other. I met some people virtually that I think I'm going to talk to from here on out because their vibe was just so great. Do you know what I mean? Their vibe was just so genuine. And it was amazing to me the courage that some people displayed with sharing their stories, especially in the mental health session. I think it was From Darkness. I think that was
Freedom from Darkness.
Something like that.
Freedom from Darkness.
Freedom from Darkness with Blake and Jeff and some of the others.
Alexis.
Yes, and Alexis. And they were just sharing their stories and they weren't afraid to do so, to be vulnerable in that way. That takes a lot of courage to be vulnerable and to say, this is what I was dealing with and this has helped me get through that. Do you get what I'm saying? So
absolutely.
And then also in the queer forum session, I shouldn't call it a forum, in the queer section with Ronald and those guys and Zaire and Diamond Styles, all those people just being matter of fact, like this is what it is. Here I am, and you're gonna accept me, and I'm gonna share my story. So regardless of how you feel, you might as well get over it. Do you know what I'm saying? To have people be that authentically themselves and that brave was awesome. To stand in their blackness, to stand in who they were, and I loved it because it was just blackity black, black, black. I keep saying that because I just love to see blackness. You know, we see so much other, and I don't mean that to be dismissive, but we see a lot of other all the time. They're celebrated all the time. We're forced to adapt and acquiesce to that culture, to their culture, which you know, which we define the culture as a whole. But you know, we're forced to know what they like. We're forced to know what they're doing. When do people get to know what we're doing? Besides when they're trying to steal it or appropriate it. You know, like they like the proximity to blackness, but they don't like our actual blackness. They want to reap the benefits of it. Well, why can't we reap the benefits?
That's it. That's it.
Our culture. You know what I'm saying? So I'm
that's
like,
it.
This is what it's about. So I was so proud to even be a part of it, to sit there and witness it. I was like, this is awesome. It's just awesome. I couldn't explain it any other way.
Go ahead, keep going.
Yeah, I couldn't explain it any other way. That's why I just, you know, when I've connected with a few people, I keep just saying, oh, it was awesome. It was so awesome. Because that was the best word for it. What other word can you use to describe it? To describe that feeling, to see it, for it to be virtual and you to feel that way. Yeah, I
mean,
I can't think of another word.
When we were, it took a minute to switch to virtual because it was never the intention. I wanted it to be, and I want COVID to just stop already. Damn it, you know, like just cut it out so we get back to what we want to do. But that didn't happen, and one of our organizers, Nyota, she said, you want people to feel like they've been somewhere. And I was like, that's exactly how we want people to feel. And and I think we accomplished that, you know. But it had everything to do with y'all who was in the room, you know, who was in the room, who was willing to, like you said, connect and take it offline, you know, because this is what it's always been about the day after. It's the festival is a festival. We're going to have a good time. But what you're going to do with what you received inside of it, how you're going to apply it, and how are you going to stay connected. And that's what it's all about, you know? Yeah.
It was genuine. It didn't seem, I didn't pick up on, I didn't interact with any disingenuous people. I didn't feel that. I felt the genuineness of it. I felt that people actually wanted to be there. Of course, they were there for a reason and wanted to network and to learn something, to advance their own podcast and to, you know, to go to the next level. But they were also open to make connections, real connections, and to actually learn something. That's what I get. That's what I felt. And so whatever other feeling that may have been there, I didn't feel it. Maybe because I
Yeah.
wasn't expecting to feel it. I
Oh,
wouldn't even think,
we listen. The
you know
intention
what
that
I
was
mean?
set is the
Yeah.
intention that was met, and
Yes.
it's why should we have to sacrifice ourselves in any situation? This is a both and. You know, you get to
Yes.
be there and receive the information you came for, but you
Yes.
also get to connect and enjoy the people who are in the room,
Yes.
and
And that
not
was
feel like
important.
you don't belong in this room, or I don't want to be in this room because I can't lean over to the side and say what I feel, what's on my mind at this moment, you know? And so, or give them a look and they don't know what my look means
Yeah.
because they don't know, you know? So, so
Yeah.
it's important, you know, it's important for us to be
Yeah.
able
It was
to see each other and be with each other.
and I
Absolutely.
felt it and I appreciated it. And I'm looking forward to next year. Hopefully next year can be in person.
Yeah,
Hopefully
I
we
hope
get this
so.
pandemic under control and
I
that we
hope
can
so.
vibe and see people that we saw online and actually see their faces. I think that would even take it to another level if that's even possible.
Yeah.
To meet
Yeah.
people that you met, connected with virtually so intensely, to meet them in person and be able to
Yeah.
build upon that. I think that would be awesome.
We
So even
created the
if it's
same
just
thing
virtual,
last
I'm
year.
coming next year.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, yeah.
All right.
I
Well,
think
I
it would be
appreciate you,
awesome.
Scorpio. Thank you so much. And I'm
You're
glad
welcome.
you won that ticket and you were able to be a
Yes,
part of it
I did.
because that's what
Yes,
it's all
shout out to
about.
Blake.
Yeah. Yep. There
Shout
you
out to
go. Black
Black
Podcast Club.
Podcast Club.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
thank you.
All right. Thank you. All right.
Bye.
Take care. Peace.
Okay, how do I click out?
Maybe I can do it. I'll try. All right. Um. All right, Latrice. I don't see nobody else. Anybody else want to jump on? What's up, Jeannie? How you doing? We're just talking about you, but I'm always talking about your ass. So Jeannie's my best friend. You know, she be holding it down. She holds it down. But yeah, so anybody jump in and nobody jumps in, Latrice, come on, jump back in. But but yeah, you know, we had a very clear intention and being virtual was not the wave. And I said this before, um but we knew that getting us in the same room, right? Getting us in the same room would create the difference. And have us feeling like one, we've been somewhere, even though we sit in the same seat, going up the same set of stairs, you know, every few minutes or what have you, we were together, and that's the game changer. That's the game changer. That was the magic. And it wasn't just the festival. And you don't know how to jump in. Okay, let's somebody tell the KC podcast how to jump in, because hell if I know. But all right, I see you. Oh, that's Teddy. What's up, Teddy? All right, Latrice, Teddy's gonna jump in real quick, and then we'll pull you back in if nobody else is around. What's up, Teddy? How you doing?
Oh, there we go.
I can hear you.
There,
Yes.
I was listening from my UE Mega Boom, and I couldn't figure out. I didn't see the little request to join button at first. Thanks,
All right.
guys. So look, right. So I really, really appreciate the podcast festival, partially because it last year it spoke to me when I needed to be spoken to, and this year did the same thing, just in a different way. I initially missed the sign up to be a speaker this year,
Yes,
but
you did.
you know, the stars aligned and God said you need to have your ass there, and there I was.
Yeah.
But this year has been so difficult that podcasting was something that I was really getting ready to just put to the side with everything else that I have going on. But Sunday was just so amazing, and just reconnecting with the people that I met last year, and just again just being inspired and sharing the stories was definitely what I needed to remember why I started podcasting in the first place, and you know how it's aligned with my mission. So I really appreciate that, because I know if I needed it, there are a number of other people who need that as well. So thank you for
Absolutely.
that. And
Absolutely.
thank you for having me, and count me in for next year. I know I said this last year, count me in for next year. And every
You
year
already counted.
okay.
You're already counted.
But yeah,
So,
I mean that's all that's all I want to say. Just thank you, and this was perfect timing, and I will continue to support and shout out your praises and everyone else that I've met, And Jeannie, I promise you that podcast episode is in the Lost Files. I'm releasing all of them this month because I have probably about 5 episodes that I just lost and recovered, and hers is one of them. So it's going out before the year is over. It's
okay.
So, but
All
thank
right,
you guys.
that's awesome. That's awesome, and I'm glad you're gonna stick with it now.
Absolutely.
All right, and reach out now.
Thank
don't put up anything without reaching out first. You know, to your community. That's what this is about. This is your community. All right.
Yes.
Okay. All right. We'll talk soon.
Bye.
Peace. Yeah, y'all. This is one of the main purposes of this is to get more of our voices in the podcast market. But not only that, to sustain us, right? Is one thing to come in, but and stick with it and have some resiliency and lean on your community, which this is what it's here for. But when we close the door, and I've said this before, when we close the door on our podcast or our creativity or whatever it is that we want to do at the time, and for whatever reason, external reasons, we quit, then we're closing the door on not only what it is that we get to continue, but also the people that need you. You know, there's people out here that literally need what you are creating. They might not know you yet, you might not know them yet, but your greatness is not about you. It's about you putting out your work and being willing to stand in it so that you could just continue to grow and people can continue to grow with you. This is what it's all about. And so Teddy, I'm so glad that when you came, it re-energized you because, again, that's what it's all about. So I'm grateful to hear that. That means the intention is being fulfilled. So I don't know who else wants to jump on, but this has been great. It's been great. I don't know who all was there for the closing remarks, but same intention really to get folks talking about the festival, get folks talking about what it means to be with each other, right? Because I think I don't want to skip over that part. It means everything to be with one another and to be with people that look like you, that speak like you. And we're not a monolith. Get that. I get that. But the point is that we know what's up. We know what's up. We know what's up in our communities. We know what's up in our challenges. We know what's up when we have those both small and big wins. It's important, and it's important to be able to celebrate that together, but also to continue to build off each other. Like Latrice mentioned earlier, that Merlin setting the bar for Saturday made her raise her vibration, made her raise her level of engagement and what she was going to be creating. And so that's also what's possible in spaces like this, is that we're able to raise each other up in a way that is vibrational, energetic, and nothing else. We're not folks who need all this support and stuff like that. I'm not giving anybody a voice. Everybody already has a voice. This is just about creating a platform and the microphone to be able to share that voice wherever you see fit. All of us are powerful in our own ways. You don't need me, you don't need Afros and audio to do it. But what you do get to have is a place to share and show your genius, you know, to share and show your creativity. And that's what this community is about, you know. I don't know if you have anything. Come on in, Damien. Come on in for a second, though, bro. If you want to, you don't got to. You might be in there with your smokers.
I'm gonna have to leave out for Damien to come in.
Don't worry about it. You might be in there. You might be in his smoker's jacket right now.
Yeah.
He might be chilling.
Let me find out. Damien got a smoking jacket.
You know, with that nice head of hair.
Yeah, with that nice S curl. Little natural S curl.
Word up. So Latrice, I don't know if anything came up for you while you heard the other folks talking. You can
I mean, just everything that everybody was talking about. I think, you know, it's a beautiful thing to be able to, you know, Scorpion was talking about, you know, how it was black, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And the thought that came to my mind is, like, it really was the true definition of Black excellence, because it was blackety black, but it was also excellence. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't that kitschy, campy version of Black. It was us in our authenticity, also putting ourselves on display, putting our expertise on display, and like really being able to show that Blackness doesn't have to just look one kind of way, and that Black excellence doesn't have to just mean one type of thing. There's all different forms and versions of Black excellence. And, you know, it's something about being in a space where we can just be ourselves, you know, like we didn't, like, I think you were kind of talking about this idea of, you know, like being in a safe space. And it absolutely was a safe space. Like it was a space where we didn't have to try to prove that we had what we needed or what it takes to be successful. We was able to just exist and to just be, you know what I'm saying? And be whatever our version of excellence was. And I think that it's a beautiful thing to not have to, you know, not have to work so hard to overcome the stereotypes, you know, like to not have to work so hard where I have to put on airs, I have to, you know, look a certain way or, you know, present myself in a certain kind of way or anything like that, to chill and be, you know what I'm saying? Like just be great because bitch, I'm great, you know? And so it was like it was a great, very, very powerful experience for me. You know, I'm one of those people that you know, we've talked about this before. I, like most Black podcasters, I have operated in a silo for a very long time. You know what I'm saying? But it's not so much that I did not want to collaborate and work with other people or to have help and things like that. Hey, Lorena. It wasn't that I did not want the help or the collaboration. It was that every time I reached out for help, every time I reached out for partnership or, you know, shit like that, I either had to explain my point of view, explain my point of reference, because I create Black ass content. You know what I'm saying? Around emotional wellness, but rooted in our culture, rooted in our experiences. And so working with somebody who is not a part of my community, I first have to get them to understand the vision. I first have to get them to understand, you know, the point of reference, the point of view, like what is it that we're trying to accomplish with this? You know what I'm saying? And it can
exhausting.
be daunting. It's exhausting. It can be a very daunting task. You know what I'm saying? So then I go through all of that to try to get you up to speed on the movement. And now I got to try to tell you how to do what the fuck I need you to do. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, anybody got time for that? I'd rather just do that shit myself.
Word up.
And, you know, figure it out. But that's not the best use of my time. And so one of my, like, outside of, you know, all of the personal gains that I've gotten as a result of Afros and Audio or being a part of Afros and Audio, I feel like one of the biggest gains that I've gotten is just learning about and finding other Black creatives. Like I know, because of Afros and Audio, I know a Black audio engineer. I didn't know a Black audio engineer before. I just didn't.
Yeah.
And now I do. And he's really, really good. You know, because of Afros and Audio, I was able to meet Black female podcast producers that are at the top of their game that I can be inspired by, that I actually call them or send them an email or, you know, DM them on Instagram or something and be like, hey, sis, I'm trying to do X, Y, and Z. You know, I'm not quite sure about this or I'm not quite sure about that. Like I have other female podcast producers that I can actually touch now. And I can actually reach out to them and have you know, actual, real, substantive access to those people. That did not exist in my world
Yeah,
before Afros and audio. You know what I'm saying? And
absolutely.
so it for me, I think that's the biggest piece of it is, you know, the conference, but not just the conference, the movement that is Afros and audio. You
Hmm.
know, the movement that is Afros and audio. Lisa, AJ, Armand,
Yeah,
Jennings, what's AJ last name?
Jennings, Armand Jennings. He
Armand
just
Jennings.
sent an email to speakers at Afros and Audio. He's the speaker liaison.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
And so yeah, it is about that community. And the biggest part of it was to know that each of us exists, right? Because we're in this silo, because we're either creatives or professionals or working somewhere, else, there's this disconnect with, oh wait, there's someone that understands my vernacular, there's someone who understands my vision, there's somebody who understands that on this block in 1987 there was some bullshit happening over there, and now you see it gentrified. And
yes,
you're like, that's, and that other person with a different lens doesn't understand the context. And
yes,
so it is important that we are able to know that each other exists so that we can bridge those gaps, because we're also holding the keys. We're not deficient of the keys.
yeah,
We're not deficient of the access. We're not deficient of the resources. We just got to find each other to put all that together,
yeah.
and then let's go. And so that's what we have available to us today. It's 2020. You heard me say it. You can finish my sentence. We you know
We free people now.
we free, we're free people, and it's 2020, and what a time to be alive. There is
Really, truly,
opportunity, yes,
truly.
and
Yeah,
access and technology and all of these things that we have access to today that we didn't have access to yesterday. So we're not in lack, but some of us have to be convinced that we're not in lack.
yeah,
Some of us have to be convinced that a whole entire industry can be reimagined. Yes, it can. Because as long as we say, well, this is how it's been done, this is this is the gate I need to knock on, this is the door I have to get into, as long as we continue to say that, that's what it will be
yeah,
forever. But if we can reimagine a whole industry that has to contend with creatives and professionals that understand their value,
yeah,
that know that they know their value and they act accordingly. They're not going in, with their eyes low, or their head down, or this flimsy ass shit that they don't have no understanding of how to put it together. These are real people with
mm,
some brilliance and some knowledge and some ability and capacity to do the work.
yeah.
And what we're saying is, since you won't, it ain't an if, since you won't, we
Since
will.
you, yes,
We
yes,
will. Because any industry, you take any of those conglomerates who say, we're going to lower barriers, or we're going to open this up for this amount of people. To me, that looks like a club back in the day that you just took that little rope off for a second and then you close it right back when it was enough people in there.
yeah,
Um, these are your barriers. You don't have to lower them. You can simply dismantle them. So,
yeah,
but since you won't, let's see what we can do,
yeah. We're gonna
because
open our own club.
it's possible, and
Mhm.
that's the piece. The piece is that it's possible.
Yeah,
And so whatever we can do as a community, whatever we can do as a platform, and within this event, to have these type of conversations that says, don't you know what's possible?
hmm,
Don't you know? Like, look at this person, look at that person, or look at yourself and what you've already accomplished, and look at what you already have accumulated as far as a resource or a source of support. Now we put all that together, everything changes.
listen,
But as long as
listen.
we're not convinced, you know, they get to keep doing what they've been doing. And how's that working for us?
Yeah.
How?
Yeah.
You know, it hasn't, and it's not.
They know, they understand. Do you see that question in the middle of the screen? Do you see that?
Hold on.
There's a question
So
right in the middle of the screen. Am I the one that sees that?
name please the audio engineer. We answered that one.
No,
I don't
I'm
see any more
saying
question
actually
marks.
in the middle of our screen.
No.
Oh,
No, I don't
okay.
see that.
So maybe
Yeah,
it's
that's
just
just you.
me. No.
I thought you meant the comment. My bad.
But anyway, you know, they see it. They see it and they know the value that we add and the value that we bring. You know, when we had that meeting with Libsyn, when we met with Elsie, and I was completely fangirling about Elsie because Elsie is badass. She will talk herself down. She will be like, "Oh no, you know this." No, Elsie is a pioneer.
Shout out to
In
Lipson for the sponsorship. Go
Yeah,
for it.
shout out to
Yeah.
Libsyn for the sponsorship. Elsie is a pioneer in this podcasting space, and she's one of the few women, let alone women of color. She's not a black, she is a woman of color. She is one of the few women that are actually considered to be in the upper echelon of this podcasting space. Elsie, you know, Elsie is a bad bitch. You know what I'm
All right.
saying? When it
Okay.
comes to the podcasting thing, and she's very humble and she'll talk herself down and all of that. But I'm telling you, Elsie is a bad bitch in this podcasting space.
All right.
And when we had that meeting with her, and I was saying, thank you so much, you know, we're so glad to have you. And she was like, oh, no, 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 no. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
and she said, I have been watching you all. I have been watching you all grow. I have been watching what you're doing. And I know that you all are going to make this a big, big thing.
Yeah.
And that stood out to me. And that really hit me because for someone of her caliber to only see what we're doing, but to doing.
Yeah.
Right? It's so needed. That's what she said. This is necessary. This is needed. You know?
Absolutely.
So you know, I knew from the beginning that Afros and audio was going to be a part of my life in a major way. But I had no idea that it was going to be what it has been. And we literally just getting started. You know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't even started the real deal shit yet. And so I'm really looking forward to continuing to be a part of this team and, you know, continuing to collaborate with you and with, you know, whoever else comes into the Afros and audio team and just being a part of this community.
Yeah.
And like an active part of this community, as a member, not just as, you know, a team member or whatever, but like as a part of the community. I'm so excited about it. Hey, TT.
Yeah, I feel the same. You know, I feel the same way that though the idea came and I was crazy enough to go for it. This is a part of, thank you so much, man. I didn't know how much I needed to hear this conversation. Look forward to participating more next year. I can't wait, bro. You're part of the family. So I also feel like one, I'm learning nonstop from all of you. Like I'm growing, I'm learning. I'm a part of this community that we're creating, and I'm a part of this community that's going to change the industry. I believe that. That's not something that I am just saying. That's not something that I disbelieve. I believe that this industry is not old enough
to
not be changed.
Yes.
And so with that said, we get to shape this and mold this, just like Sister Nina said. We shape it and mold it.
Yes.
As the creatives that we are, won't be shaped or molded at all. Period. And so this is our opportunity, and we're either going to seize the opportunity or we're not. And if I have anything to do with it, we're going to seize it.
And I'm right there with you. I got your back.
I know you do. And that's what the family, like, I have no doubt that the folks that are here tonight, the folks that continue to show up, are a part of understanding where we're going, what we're doing, and get it. And we can fast track it. Like, we don't have to wait for nothing really, but we've got to begin to strategize and plan and execute. And so as I said last year and this year, this is going to be a progressive conversation. We ain't getting together year after year saying the same shit. This is about us normalizing community that's inclusive of all Black bodies and all Black lives. We're going to normalize that part, and then we're going to move. Because once we get that part and we start moving on this this industry in a way that we get to, it will forever be changed.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but not if we keep pretending like we don't got that work to do, because they'll gladly keep it just as it is if we allow them to.
Yeah, indeed.
Whoever they is. Whoever they is. Yeah. I ain't implying who the theys are, but you get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying.
Well, so as we start kind of wrapping it up or whatever, did I freeze again? Am I back?
No, you good. You good.
Okay. I think it's the perfect time for us to go ahead and share with everybody what the next steps are in terms of how do we maintain, hey, Bri, how do we maintain the momentum that we've already started, and what does it look like next in terms of continuing to grow our community?
Well, the first thing we want to kind of put out there, and I'm going to get a few folks here. I'll be sending a message out separately. We want to create, just like we were able to have that chat conversation throughout the festival. I want to keep that momentum alive by putting a forum on Afros and Audio that takes us off Facebook, that takes us off social. But is a really deliberate and intentional space for us to continue our conversations. So we're gonna have our support and resources in there. We're gonna be able to find the services we need. We want to be able to talk about the festival. Did you pivot? Did you recommit? Are you gonna sustain, or are you gonna shift gears altogether? We're gonna know each other exists, and although all these pieces are everywhere, I'll be honest with you, by the time I get to my Facebook group on Facebook, I'm tired of Facebook because all this shit that done popped up in my face before I got there. Right. So for me, this is some place where we know where we are, we know what community, we know that there's the people are here intentionally for this movement, for this opportunity that we have right now in 2020 and beyond. And so that's the first thing. We're going to get that forum up and running, and just set it out there, and we can start our conversations as soon as possible. And then this is how we grow. And then of course we got the festival to think about, right? Yes. And figuring out that damn date, and I don't even want to get into it, but we'll figure it out. It's going to be 2021, 22. It's going to be every year, but we've got to work through this detour that we went with COVID and being virtual. That was a complete detour from our original dates. So we want to kind of figure that out. But we're going to keep doing this too. Everybody that's on here, if you want to be interviewed, whether it's a pre-recording or our IG Live, we're going to be sending out that communication so we can keep these conversations going, because again, you are a possibility. Just like you're looking at us right here, we're looking at y'all. And so you present us possibility in the same way. And everybody who's waiting for you to come out and come out of your shadow. So that's what this is here for. To thank you, Bri. And just build our community, just build our community, period. And we do that together. So it's a whole bunch of shit. We're gonna be doing a whole lot of stuff. We want to get in schools, we want to, and it's our community. I don't want to be in nobody's school. I want y'all to be in somebody's school. So that's what I mean, like really building this community out, being able to sponsor and all of these things that for live shows and just really, solidifying Afros and Audio as a partnership, as a collective, but more important than that is that we're community. And we're going to look out for each other. We're going to protect what's ours. We're going to protect each other. But make sure that we go together. And when I say go together, I mean go together. Yeah. We don't go together. I got my wife that's upstairs. Yeah. But yeah, but that we go to that we move this far together, and that's what it's all about. So that's my vision. And I'm clear that my vision is only in where I am right now and today. The resources I have around me, the things I know, that's my vision right now. The more this expands, what we dream for this and the vision we have for this, I can't even see it yet. And I'm good with that.
It's huge. It is. Yeah. It's huge. And, I agree with you. Everything that you outlined, that's things that we've already discussed. Right. Mm-hmm. And so those things I can see, right? Those things I can see because those are the things that we're rolling out over the course of the next year or so. Mm-hmm. Right. Mm-hmm. So those things I can see. That's the things that we're currently working on. But there's this thing inside that it's hard to verbalize it. It's hard to place it because it's just a feeling. It's like a rumbling in my chest, in my gut, just in my body. When I think about Afros and Audio, it feels big. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It feels huge. It feels, life altering. Mm-hmm. Not just for myself, but like you said, I think for the whole community. Yeah. And it's a beautiful thing. It is. It's a beautiful thing. And so I'm looking forward to everything. I'm looking forward to talking to y'all. So y'all make sure y'all come and join us on the forum. And then also, if you have not followed or subscribed to our YouTube channel, what you waiting on? Because you definitely to our YouTube channel. If you're interested in being on our YouTube channel, then we're going to give you some information about how you can make that happen real soon as well. But we want you to be a part of this community. And just how Lisa was saying, her friend from Single Digits, how her friend from Single Digits got a podcast now. And I was telling her about the podcast. Listen, tell your friends. Yeah. Tell your friends. Let them know. Even if they're not a podcaster, they might want to know more about podcasting. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They might just want to be, they just might want to be a part of a community that's unapologetically Black and that, is unapologetically creative. And so, tell your friends, hey, it's some Black folk over here doing some real Black shit. And get your Black ass over here and be a part of it. You know what I'm saying?
That's it. That's it. Yeah. We're gonna put that on the shirt. We're gonna put that on the shirt. Word up, word up. This is, and we're gonna wrap this up. I think we got a little bit more time now. I think Instagram is redneckinizing or whatever the hell it's supposed to say. Redneckinizing. We got a little bit of time on our ID, but this is curated by us. You know what I mean? This is for and by Black. This isn't folks saying, "Oh, this is a black podcast community, and I think they want this, and I think they need this," and give them shit that they ain't asked for. Right. We ain't asked for, and we don't need. Right. This is about a community that is keenly aware of what it takes to get us off the ground, to have expectations and a vision for it, for what you're creating, but also understand those challenges, but also willing to, and able and capable of celebrating the wins. because there are lots of wins to be had. And so the struggle doesn't have to be so intense when you got people that can streamline your whole 5-month due diligence in 5 minutes, because they like, oh, you just do this. You just push that button. That's it. That's all you got to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Meanwhile, you got all the YouTubes up trying to figure out how to do that one thing. This is about accelerating our process because it's already in the room. We here already.
Yeah.
So why continue to? I always say it's not fair to say I don't have support when you ain't sought it out or reach for it. Okay, and so what we're fostering here. This is the culture in which I'm intentional on, is that we're going to create a community that is not only inclusive of all Black lives and bodies, but also that the people know that this is what we're here for. Period.
Yeah.
We're here to grow this thing. We're here to build this thing, and we here to take some shit over. That's what
That's
here
what
for.
it is.
Whatever y'all here, whatever anyone else is here for, they ain't none of our business. It's about what we here for.
Oh no, you came to do.
No, you here. Yeah. So thank y'all for joining. Because I'm hungry at this point. I'm normally 60 minutes in. My throat is dry. I'm ready to eat. My lips are getting white. So it's time for me to go.
Yeah, well, listen, we just want to tell everybody once again, thank you all for a beautiful weekend. Thank you all for the energy that you brought to the space. And we just ask you to keep that same energy. We are just getting started. The movement, this is not a moment. And so we want you to be all in, and we want you to be a part of helping us to grow this. I'm excited about it. Talib is excited about it. And, we want y'all to be excited about it as well, because it really is, as TT said, some real FUBU shit. Okay?
Yeah. Word up. And this goes with y'all. So please stay next to y'all's phones, y'all's emails, y'all's text messages, because we're going to grow this together. It's not, like I said, Afros and audio ain't got nothing to do with me. You see, I ain't got nothing going on here. I can let this go for a month and a half, and this is what you're going to see. So, so yeah, this goes with us. And so we're going to, once again, and Damien knows what's up, TT knows what's up. Y'all be on those committee calls and all that sort of thing, because we are building this for it's going to be what we create, period. And so I'm just looking forward to, we chose some dope ass family members to have over for the cookout. And that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. So thank y'all for joining again. Thank you, Latrice, for being a part of the team this year. You've changed my life, and I appreciate you. I appreciate you.
You changed my life, for real.
That's what it's all about. You know what I'm saying? And I'm looking forward to what we all create together. But even more, so I'm looking forward to us being able to stand back 5 years from now and be like, look at what we done did. Looking at our grandchildren. You know what I'm saying? Proudly.
Yeah.
So thank y'all. We love y'all, and just keep going. And if you are getting in any type of stalemates or feeling any kind of way about your podcast, you have a community. Reach out, lean on us. That's what we're here for. All right, y'all. Peace.
Bye, y'all.